Sloan of the Answer Coalition. Sarah, why are you here today?
Well, we're out here today because now, after 8 long years, the war in Afghanistan is continuing. The U.S. military and NATO forces have occupied Afghanistan for 8 long years. And now the Pentagon and the Obama administration are talking not about bringing them home as they should, but in fact about escalating the war. There's 68,000 U.S. troops in Afghanistan, there's 38,000 other NATO forces, and now General McChrystal wants to add tens of thousands of additional troops. And we're here to say no to that, no more troops, and bring all the troops home immediately. The war in Afghanistan, just like the war in Iraq, is a war that was based on lies, based on false justifications, because the U.S. military and U.S. government set out to recolonize a formerly colonized part of the world that they sought to control. But the anti-war movement is awakening to that. The anti-war movement is growing. They're coming into the streets today, all this week, through the 17th, all over the country, and then in even greater numbers on Saturday, March 20th, there will be a national march on Washington to say end the occupations of Iraq and Afghanistan immediately.
Hi, Mac. This Megan.
Well, Cindy Sheehan was supposed to speak here. We haven't seen her.
Down the other end there.
Oh, well, has she spoken?
No, not yet.
Well, she was going to speak here, and then Medea Benjamin was going to speak before we go on to the sidewalk.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
so this is where we're staying.
Okay.
On the sidewalk.
Okay, thanks, Mac. Hi, ladies.
The president inside doing a press conference about health care, and we're here to say you end these wars like a majority of the population wants. You got more than enough money to give us single-payer health care with money left over, and the majority of the public wants both of those things too. So what's the holdup? And we want the First Amendment as well, and we've been told you can't stand on the sidewalk in front of the White House and talk. And we said, what about the First Amendment? And your police officer said, you want to play that game? You want to play that game? I'm going to go get daddy and mommy, and ran off to tell the higher-ups that we were trying to exercise the First Amendment. God forbid. You know, our freedoms that they supposedly hate us for while we bomb them. Maybe they hate us for the bombs. You never know, because we sure don't have the freedoms.
Dave, what are you finding out as you're going around the country on your book tour? What's the feeling of the people about these wars and torture and all that?
Well, we have a majority against these wars now, which we did not in the terms of Afghanistan before the most recent election, which is why it's critical that our elected officials represent who we are right now, not who we were before the most recent election. We have a majority that wants out of Afghanistan. We've long had a majority that wants out of Iraq. And, you know, I hear discouraging things and demoralization, but I also hear encouraging things, like I'm going to stop being loyal to a political party. I'm going to be loyal to peace and justice and hold everybody accountable for it, regardless of their political party, because nothing's changed. Things have gotten worse. We have more people in Iraq, more of them are mercenaries. We have more people in Afghanistan, where we have more mercenaries than troops. And we have a covert mercenary war in Pakistan. This does not change anybody believes in. And so that's a very, very encouraging.
Not torture!
People are getting interested in standing up for an issue rather than a party.
Anything else, Dave? Medea, why is it important for you to be here at this rally today?
Well, I just got back from Afghanistan this morning, and having been there and seen the absolute waste of our soldiers, of the billions of dollars, Afghanistan is a quagmire. The thought that this White House might be calling for 40,000 more troops is absolutely heartbreaking. The people there need money for jobs, for education, for health care. They need a reconciliation process that would end the violence. They don't need 40,000 more troops that will just increase this endless cycle of violence. So we're here to say that we in this country have different priorities. We want our money going to health care, to education, to fixing our nation's infrastructure. And we want our money in Afghanistan going for the same kind of things. people's lives better and to end the cycle of violence. And that's what we heard from the people of Afghanistan, especially the women who say the U.S. has not protected us in 8 years. The military is not the way to do it. We need reconciliation, and we need development, and we need jobs, not warfare.
Anything else?
I think the American people have to start getting very active and say this administration is on the wrong track, that they should not take the words of Commander McChrystal, who is saying to increase the fighting is the way to go. The people in Afghanistan don't want more troops in their villages. They say that will just make them targets of the Taliban, and it will just make their lives worse. So I think we, the American people, have to get out in front of our administration and be strong and clear and loud and say we didn't want more war under Bush, and we certainly don't want it under Obama.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do it again, Mike.
My name's Mike Ferner. I'm president of Veterans for Peace, and we're here on October 5th marking the anniversary of the invasion of Afghanistan and urging the president to not escalate the war by sending in more troops and urging Congress to cut off the money for war and put it into health care, for example, and other things that we need.
And Mike, you know, the Iraq war's been going on since March of 2003. We're in there now as an occupying power with plenty of troops. And the president's putting more troops now in Afghanistan. So what's the outlook now? I mean, has there been any real change between Bush-Cheney and now Obama-Biden?
Well, the policies, unfortunately, are pretty similar when it comes to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. And that's why Veterans for Peace is continuing to call for withdrawal from both of those countries to take care of the veterans when they get back here and to start paying to do some reconstruction of the damage that we've done in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Anything else, Mike? Rally.
Well, today's rally actually combines two different things. We've got the 8th anniversary of the U.S. attack on Afghanistan, and we've also got a press conference going on inside where Obama is throwing out the single-payer public option on health care. And so all along we've been saying health care, not warfare, and we're saying that today. There'll be another group coming in just a minute to stop the wars, and a group here saying we need the money to go into things like welfare, health care, for education, for schools, for roads, and not to be going out and destroying other countries, Iraq and Afghanistan.
Go ahead, Kev.
We're here to wake up the anti-war movement. The Afghan war is about to escalate, and we want to stop it. And so this is the beginning of the new anti-war movement saying no to Obama. A bomb from Obama is just as bad as a bomb from Bush, and it's trying to make that clear.
Anything else, Kev?
That's it.
Okay, thanks.